Yeah, it is in my ear. Had to let it linger. I'll turn your ear. Singer. I have to grab that. I don't know. It's good there, Team H&K. So, Jeffrey Epstein. Where are the files? Yesterday, Pam Bondi, Trump actively said that they were going to release the files. Everyone says, where are the files? Where are the files? Why haven't they been publicly released? We haven't gotten a single message, hey, here's the files. But what we have gotten is an explanation on Bitcoin and crypto regulation. And I think they're trying to continue to muddy the waters with other news, other forms of propaganda, and are trying to obfuscate and disavow everyone's proposition for the Epstein files. I think that proactively campaigning on releasing these files to then dishonor the public, the consensus of people who have said, hey, okay, he's gonna show us the files, really stick it to us, really give us what we want, right? We constantly were like, dude, they're gonna release the JFK files, they're gonna release the Epstein files, they're gonna give it out to all of us, we're gonna get what we wanted, etc. Proactively campaigning on this, where is it at? Pam Bondi said she gave it to the grand jury, yeah. And no one has brought forth what we were asking for. I'm wondering, where are the files? They were supposed to be yesterday. They weren't there yesterday. I think almost 2 days ago. Okay, so what we're looking at is probably one of the best campaigns of prioritization of pseudo news, right? Bitcoin, right? Okay, everybody loves Bitcoin. Everybody knows that it's crypto. As currency transfers over time, it takes different forms of expenditures. So, for example, before you had regular currency, you had stuff like cattle, right? So cattle was how you distributed wealth. Whoever had the most land, who had the most cattle, that was who would get the most money. And then it transformed from forms of that to salt. And then it's, oh, who has the most salt? Who has the best seasonings and spices, etc. And from that to things like margarine and oil and stuff like that, even though oil is still valuable today. And then it completely transforms over. But then after that, we started to get into coins, metal, right? Who has the best coin, shillings, they call. Then from there, it became paper, money. And now cryptocurrency, that's a concurrent digital form of highest currency that's happening right now. And he knows this is what we want because we all know, they know, people think that the boomers are out of touch, but it's not that they're out of touch. They just they're not really tech savvy, most of them. Let's just generally say that, right? But they know what the kids nowadays like. Oh, we know what the kids want nowadays. Oh, it's crypto. They like the new crypto. Crypto allows for a complete transparency and decentralization of capital. So I don't have to participate in this traditional sense where people in Wall Street have all the insights and have all this, buy the Bitcoin, keep the Bitcoin, don't sell the Bitcoin. Simple. It's so simple. Take profits along the way. Take it a comfortable share. You don't have to go for a whole 10x, 9x, 1.5x, 2x. You just double your money, take your profits, and leave. The market moves where the hands don't. So I say this because it's frustrating. And the fluster is, we've been all actively saying, where are the files? You said you were gonna release files. Campaigned on this. And I'm just getting a bunch of news about Bitcoin and other things that I want, but I know you're giving me what I want because you don't want to give me what I truly need. Is complete transparency. So it was stated that Trump was frustrated with how Pam Bondi, Attorney General, was handling the release of the files, as stated right here. It says, breaking, President Trump has reportedly grown frustrated having to defend AG Pam Bondi handling the Epstein files, per NBC News. So even though we've sat here for, the greater half of a week and a half saying, no, we're not letting go. We want them. We want them. People are like, oh, well, let's just move on as a country. Should we though? Should we really move on as a country and because what I'm saying is, it's not just about the Epstein files. It's not really about that. It's the fact that they feel like they can just tell us anything and we're just going to eat it up. Like the news feed, they see us as pigs and they're just going to feed us what they want. So what I'm getting at is, how can we proactively be pro-America, pro everything about this country, and whenever it's like the transparency that we need or that we ask for and that we believe you, right, wanted to give us, we're sitting here lost in the sauce, like, wow, that's really how you're gonna do me? You really think I'm gonna be like that ignorant? And what I'm thinking is, would the other president, the presidential candidate, would they have done it? So if Joe Biden won, would he have released Epstein files? No. I think we can all definitively say that. Would Kamala release the files? I don't think so. I'm not gonna say definitively, but I don't think so. I don't think that they would compromise these morals, and that's why they never even campaigned it on in the first place. So at least they didn't campaign on it, right? The matter of this is not about the files. It's about the justice for the people who literally went through that, and it's more of a contention. It's a form of, the government is just like, we can do whatever we want, and no, you can't, because we're all part of the government. And this is supposed to be an upheld democracy of the people. Right, we're supposed to be proactively the group that seeks out the truth and transparency. And this movement it's looked like it's moving without the candidates. It's moving. It's like the people are more closer together than ever, and the candidates are over here when it should be everyone together in one group. That's not fair. Like it says, Stacey Williams, a former girlfriend of Jeffrey Epstein, claimed that her ex-boyfriend and Donald Trump were very close and up to no good. So we can already infer that the only friend that he would mention every time we saw each other or had a conversation was Donald. So, you know, Donald actively being friends with a Israeli Mossad spy, allegedly, who continued to infiltrate minors and other underage, unconsensual adolescents to an island to indulge in what we can only assume is retroactive intercourse, to sit here and pretend he's not on those flight logs, or he's scared to release the files because he believes that it's the Democrats list, or it's a faulty list, or it's fake, is disrespectful, because it is saying these idiots will eat up whatever I tell them. Whatever I say, whatever I do, they're going to have to eat it up and listen to it. He already won the presidency, so it's already too far gone. But the point is that the whole entire government is not allowing we the people to be given what we asked for. But instead, this is what we're getting. Flustered news. Okay, this is the, what is that saying? This is a cog in the machine of President Trump says the financial system is decades out of date and crypto fixes it, which he's correct. Traditional IRA Roths and S&P 500, these are good stocks and these are good things to invest in, but they're too slow. They're too slow. I shouldn't have to be 40 years old to then become a six-figure or a eight-figure millionaire. I shouldn't have to wait that long. That's too fucking slow. You're gonna be fucking. I'll be 40 years old. The whole life would have passed me. Okay, sitting here being like, oh, just invest in the stock market. It's too slow. It's too slow. It's too fucking slow. Stock market moves too slow. So this allows for everyone to just get onto the bandwagon and move all together congruently. Because all these other different individual private companies and equities, you know, they're all under these big, all these stocks, they're all different companies under this one thing. But they obfuscate taxation, they manipulate it through hedge funds. So it's just not, it's for your average Joe, it doesn't even seem like a relative aspect of trying to get rich in terms of being able to do it as fast as, you know, a Nancy Pelosi who knows the insights and manipulates the market, which we all know that you can copy trade them, but that's out of the park, right? Let's just say I'm not an average Joe and I don't know I can use that. When it comes to just disposable currency, you can partake in cryptocurrency. That's the thing. I can't create my own stock. I'll never be able to have my own stock unless I create a Fortune 500 company. But I can make a crypto meme coin, have no volatility and have no use for it. It has complete volatility, pump and dump someone or whatever the fuck, create a good coin, stable coin, and actually have a participating equity where it's not compromised by some government official that's backed by a politician who's going to try to use all the legislation to manipulate it so they can make off with it. Let's watch this video of Trump explaining the digital finance age.
Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology. Who would have thought we would have been saying that 2 years after many Americans are unaware?
So he's explaining about the crypto movement, right? And I do think that the regulation will be a little bit better. I just think that one thing is that boomers or people who aren't into that aren't going to know what's good. And you may even have to enter crypto into the Department of Education. Like, if it's really going to be the future, it should be taught in finance school. Now, school in general doesn't teach about stocks. They normally just teach about like random stuff, shit that doesn't really matter. But there needs to be some form of people who are upped on game about stocks and about crypto and about all that, right? Because if this is the participation and no one is informing the even younger, right? Because there's a curve, there's a bell curve. There's the fucking 0 to fucking 12 years old who have no idea what crypto is. They have no idea. And then there's that like 13 to 16, 18 high school. They know about crypto, they know about finance a little bit, they know about Bitcoin, etc. And then as you get past that, you'll have like millennials who kind of know about it, but they won't know anything in depth about it. It's more so younger kids who really know the ends about like the meme coins, etc. Maybe like, middle age a little bit, right? But then after that, it's like it gets too far gone where it's old as they have no idea. They have no idea. What is a fucking, what is hashing? They're like, what is the hash rate? Like it's a Bitcoin miner. And so that acts as a form of indoctrination to the youth and to older people. And I think that there needs to be pushed more crypto news, more crypto. I still think that it is unfair for them to use that as a obfuscation point to muddy the waters and bury the news of the Epstein files releasing. Pam Bondi was supposed to release these files, I believe, yesterday, and we've gotten absolutely nothing. Only news about whatever the fuck. So, you watching this, maybe you care, maybe you don't. But I do think that this shows as a pivotal moment in American history that politicians would do whatever they want, regardless. Now, it's a consensus that is known, but to see it in real time it's sad. And I think it is very disrespectful. Will we ever get the files? We never know. The only thing that we do know is that most of the tracking of these files or footprints are from financial receipts, things that people spent money on. So they're following the money to follow what could have happened. But we just witnessed in real time the avoidance of real corruption. Real time. We really just witnessed that. Like, that is crazy. I can't believe it. Oh man. I just so sad, man. So sad. The victims stay anonymous and they're talking about like this footage. Like, nobody wants to see the footage. I don't want to see that shit. I just want to know why are they hesitant, and why is it that they can do what they want but we don't? Like, we have to pay taxes to these people. They control our taxes, they control our legislation, and it's like we get treated poorly and unfair when we ask for simple transparency. Like, hey, this thing you were doing possibly is so gross and corrupt and honestly unfair that for us to be like, oh no, it's okay, it's a slap in the face at us. The entire movement of, I guess you want to say MAGA, or really just right wing, or just wanting the best for the country, anything of that nature, it's a backhand compliment. I think Bitcoin, this crypto regulation I think it was already going to happen, but I think this is the tactic they're doing. They're doing bait and switch. So Epstein files get presented, but everything else that was good that they campaigned on is going to get released right in front of that. So anytime you say JFK files, oh look, we're talking about energy. Anytime you say Epstein files, oh, we're regulating crypto. And it's going to keep doing that over and over and over again until you just keep forgetting. You're going to keep forgetting that, oh yeah, by the way, these people were completely corrupt, doing some of the weirdest shit ever, unacceptable. And by the way, you pay taxes to those people every year. Ridiculous, man. That being said, man, there it is. We just witnessed real time blatant cover up of a Israeli Mossad agent, allegedly. All right, Team HNK, and especially my kissers out there, make sure you sub up, like, comment, give your thoughts, and I'll see you when you're older. # old enough.